Kim Swears, the boat boss with FB Marine Group, and today we are sea trialing a 409 Valor built by Intrepid Powerboats. It's a 2022 model powered by triple Mercury 400 motors. Well, you're in for a real treat today, as I mentioned, because this boat has so much to offer the client. We have the captain, the crew, we have some vendors on board. We have a few members of the team of FB Marine Group. We're going to do a Q&A session. So much to learn, so stay tuned. About to do a sea trial on a 409 Valor built by Intrepid Powerboats. And I have Timmy Nichols, the owner of Tri-Sea Stabilizers, with me. Timmy, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Kim. It's great to be here.
So tell me about yourself. You have a big company.
Yes, we Tri-Sea Stabilizers is a Seakeeper elite dealer, meaning we only sell, install, and service Seakeepers. We are the largest refit and service dealer globally with 4 locations. Main shop here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Tampa, Florida, Isla Mirada, as well as Wilmington, North Carolina.
That's fantastic. So when did you start the business?
We started the business about 6 years ago. Back then we were doing other products as well. As we saw an increase in our business from Seakeeper and other brands just kind of staying steady, we decided to go all in with Seakeeper, and it's one of the best decisions we've ever made.
Good for you. Congratulations to you and your wife for building such a great business. One of the questions I get asked a lot as a dealer principal at FB Marine Group is, what is the size that's perfect for my boat? The size, what size gyro is right for my boat? Can you explain to the audience, what is right for them?
Sure. So Seakeeper has 10 different models, from the Seakeeper 1, which we've installed in as small as a 22-foot center console, but goes up to roughly the 30-foot range, all the way up to the Seakeeper 35, which weighs 4,000 pounds and is bigger than your couch in your living room, which would be in the 90 to 100-foot range boat with a single unit. You also can do multiple unit installations. In the refit world, we've refit as large as a 165-foot motor yacht with multiple units on it. There are 3 DC or battery powered only units, the Seakeeper 1, the Seakeeper 2, and the Seakeeper 3. So I would say those 3 models comprise about 40% of our market right now.
Wow.
The Seakeeper 3 could be good, for example, a 44 Contender or 409 Intrepid. The Seakeeper 2 is more in the 28 to 35 foot range, depending on the weight of the vessel, and then the Seakeeper 1, which again has gone from as small as 22 feet to 30 feet, and then there's several other AC powered models, to do anything from 40 feet to on up to the 90 footers.
That's fantastic. So really the unit is available to any size vessel from 22 to limitless.
Correct, yes. I know there's vessels out there over 200 feet with them, and for years our biggest market share was the 40 to 60 foot range. Seakeeper started with just one model, which was the M7000, and evolved to the SK9 or Seakeeper 9, which is in that 50 to 60 foot range. Over the years they've developed more and more models, and now we literally can stabilize basically any boat on the water.
I love it. Let's talk about affordability. That's a big concern that I hear. A lot of our clients say, can I afford it? So let's talk about that 22-foot boat that you spoke of. What is the price point on that Seakeeper?
So our average Seakeeper 1 installation in the refit world from scratch, all in, is around $25,000. Some come in a little less, some come in a little more. The Seakeeper 2 in that lower to mid 30-foot boat range usually is going to be in the $40,000 all-in range, labor and materials, and the Seakeeper 3 is in the high 40s to $50,000 range all in on those.
So payment options. Let's say I don't have that money up front. So what's available to me?
Seakeeper does actually offer financing. If you'd like to investigate that, you'd be happy to work with you. Reach out to us, and they'll actually finance not just the unit, but the entire installation. So if you're interested, reach out to Tri-Sea Stabilizers. We can help guide you through the process.
I love it. I love it. Well, I'm excited to sea trial this 409 Valor with you. Thanks again for all your help on bringing this project to completion. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you.
Thank you as well. It was great working with you, and I'm looking forward to the sea trial.
Likewise. We're sea trialing the boat today with Langer Krell, who did an amazing job on the electronics package, and Tri-Sea Stabilizers, who installed a Seakeeper 3. So come on board. It's so much exciting stuff to show you. So we are underway right now on the 409 Valor, and the captain and crew are actually being trained on the boat. We're also doing a very thorough inspection of electronics, the Seakeeper, pretty much everything on the boat to ensure that we deliver the best experience to the owner.
I think you'll find the boat tracks a lot better in a following sea or quartering sea. You know, when you come off a wave, you bury in the next one, a lot of times the boat wants to roll, you kind of fishtail around all day. You're over throttle and oversteering, you're going to find it just tracks right through it. Like if there are a bunch of boats running back and forth right now and you run over a wake, and sometimes they'll catch on the chine and kind of ride there, it just tracks right through the wake. As the boat's moving, the physics of it, it would want to pop back to upright in a split second, right? So the computer's reading the roll, boat going back and forth, and it actually uses the hydraulic system and a proportional valve to slow down that natural desire to just pop back vertical. And when it slows that down, that creates torque, you know, and basically because it's gimbaled on the horizontal axis, and then we position that on the starboard port side of the boat. It's basically either pushing down on the starboard side or pushing down on the port side, but doing it extremely fast, you know, and that's what stabilizes it. We do what's called a performance prediction, or a calculation based on the overall length and the weight of the vessel of essentially how much Seakeeper we need. And if one of the models there's 10 different models, and if one of them doesn't perfectly fit in a spot, then you can break it up and do smaller units as long as they all add up to that same power output.
Well, Tim, that was an awesome sea trial, wasn't it?
That was great. I think the clients absolutely loved it.
Yeah, the captain and crew were blown away by it, and thank you for giving them an instructional time. I know we spent a few hours out there with them. You know, that's the stuff that really drives home our customer experience that we offer at FB Marine Group and also Tri-Sea Stabilizers.
Absolutely. We love to have educated and happy clients, and we do this with every sea trial, every vessel we refit, do a handover like this, and we're happy to do it.
So one last question before we wrap it up, is I know you have to go back to work, and I do too, but what is the maintenance plan on a Seakeeper?
So the recommended maintenance schedule is typically annually. There is over 1,000 hours, so some of our charter boats or other vessels occasionally hit 1,000 hours in a year. For most customers, there is an annual service recommended where we come out and change the fluids and inspect a few wear items and torque all the bolts. That's offered on all the different models, and typically once a year, and keep everything, you know, clean and healthy.
Love it. Well, thanks again. You have to get back to work. I got to get back to the dealership. Thanks again for all your time.
Thank you for your time.
Look forward to installing many of these units.
Absolutely. That's what we do.
Well, as I say always, whether you live, work, or play on the water, just get on the water, because there's nothing better than a lifestyle on the water. Signing off for another episode of The Boat Boss with Tim Nichols from Tri-Sea Stabilizers. Have a great day.